The manager at the interview's first words were, "Tell me about yourself." So I said, "I have a partner and 2 cats, and the professional part is written in my resume, which is right there in front of you."
No! Welcome to Ducks Unplugged. 2 minds, 1 podcast, and 0 fluff. It's not just work, it's life, and it's definitely not usual. Let's dive in. Hi guys, welcome back to Ducks Unplugged. I'm Deanna Dolecki.
I'm Ashley Ruggieri.
And we are here today with a Marketing Confessions Unplugged episode. I'm excited about this.
Me too.
This was fun. This made me think back to all the, shit that happened in my earlier career.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be fun to kind of take a look at mistakes. Mistakes happen, right?
They do.
And in our business, they happen a lot. And it's about sort of how you manage through them, how you catch them early. But we're going to spend some time talking about kind of anonymous tales from the industry, some of the things that we both did research, and we'll share some of the horror stories that we found.
Yes.
We'll share some of I have some. I'm sure you do too. We'll also share, we're not just going to make fun of other people. We'll make fun of ourselves. And some of the things that have happened to us over the careers. We'll talk about why this matters in business and why this is a topic we thought was worth discussing. And then we're just going to talk about a couple of silly things that we've done recently personally, right? That we're going to confess to.
Yes.
Just some life confessions.
Life confessions, absolutely.
That might be a little embarrassing.
And I do think you'll be able to take away how you can maybe approach a situation better or different for next time. Because like you said, we all make mistakes. It's how you learn from them and move on.
Yeah, and I think this is a good leadership topic too, right? That's how I looked at it. And as a leader of an agency, as a leader of a team, it's important on how you manage mistakes or issues with the client, but also internally with your own team. And I think it's a really important topic that, regardless of the industry, and that's something that you can benefit from.
Yep.
For those that are just joining us and haven't listened to a lot of Ducks Unplugged, or maybe this is your first episode, thank you. Thanks for listening. We wanted to also just quickly reiterate why we're doing this. Ashley and I are 2 marketing geeks. I run a marketing agency. Ashley is a key person on that team, an account director, and runs our new business side. And we saw a bit of a hole in the podcast world and wanted to fill it. We think we're pretty funny. I actually think we're pretty funny.
I'm
an
undercover comedian.
You are. You haven't been found yet. You haven't been
That's right.
discovered.
I'm no Hannah Burner.
No, you're not. But you know what? You're my Hannah Burner.
Thank you so
You're
much.
You're welcome. And so we thought it would be a good opportunity to, since there were already 8 million podcasts out there already, come up with one more. But I do think we're filling a hole as far as women-led, having some fun, but also educating. And one of our goals is to really try to come up with content that our listeners can enjoy listening to and playing along with, and really feel like they're engaging with, and just kind of hanging out with some friends and talking about a number of different things. And it's been a lot of fun.
I agree. This has been really fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd have this much fun.
You
going
didn't?
into this. No.
Oh.
I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, I guess I didn't either.
But here we are.
Here we are.
We have a great time.
We do. And our new tradition is at the last episode we film, we always have a cocktail. And so we're having a cocktail today.
There it is.
And this one is, Ashley always supplies them. So this is Lucky One Lemonade. And it turns out it supports rescue dogs, which makes my heart very happy. I am obsessed with all animals, including dogs.
Yep. That's why I picked it for you.
It's not. You're
That's
absolutely.
all that I had in the fridge.
It's definitely not. No.
Well, cheers
Thank
to the
you.
rescue dogs.
Cheers to the rescue dogs. Yay. Never had it before.
They're very good. They're not carbonated.
Oh, it's not carbonated.
Yeah,
it
it's not
surprised me.
carbonated.
Okay.
So you don't get all the bubbles.
That's good. So I should probably turn 18 shades of red once I have half that. So just, again, for those that are new, I have hot flash issues. All right, so let's dive in. We're going to start with our segment, What the Duck? And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's for the last week or two. Just something that's been kind of a what the duck moment in our lives.
Yeah.
I'll go first on this one because I don't think I'm going to win.
Okay.
And we're super competitive about this, so that makes it just a little more fun. And by we, I mean Ashley. So I recently went to the Grand Canyon. My daughter and I
Jealous of
took
that.
a road trip from Vegas to the Grand Canyon. By the way, driving, don't do that back-to-back days because it's a lot of driving. But one thing that really struck me, and I realize I'm not normal, okay? But there's like no rails
Oh,
around the Grand Canyon.
no.
Like none. Like
No.
at a few of the key like photography spots, there are some. I'd argue they look a little dated, which just wasn't giving me a lot of confidence about their. You could just drop to your death. So like the whole time we're like walking around on the South Rim, I'm like, how many like people must fall to their death
It
constantly.
does happen.
Yeah. And so there's actually an average of 12 fatalities each year.
Oh no.
600
That's
people,
very
600 million people visit, so I suppose that's a good
Yeah,
number. But
yeah,
still,
yeah.
12 fatalities and at least 2 to 3 from just falling off the rim.
Oh, that's
and
not
they said
nice.
mostly it's selfie danger.
Yes, you get too close to the edge.
Yeah, people get. And my daughter wanted to. She was wearing like flip flops. I mean,
No.
she could have just tripped over a tiny rock. Somebody could have startled her, you know. But she wanted to go right to the edge.
Yeah.
And I was literally having a
No,
panic
I would-
attack. And
yeah,
I'm like,
hard
no. So it says, more people have died taking selfies than from shark attacks.
Wow, I believe that. Yeah.
And it says emergency rescues happen constantly at the Grand Canyon. The park averages over 300 search and rescue missions each year.
Wow.
Now, that's not just people falling, right? But it's partly people falling. And, it says people stranded after climbing too far for a photo or whatever. So this was my what the duck. I don't know what I thought. And it's sort of like stupid to think there'd be a rail around the
entire Grand Canyon. Yeah.
And it might, take away from the beautiful landscape of it. But
Nature.
I was horrified. Horrified.
That's great to know.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to die here.
You made it. Congratulations.
So we got there and there was this adorable man that was by himself and he was just hiking and Amy and I were fighting over how far she could go out. And of course I wasn't going to let her, right? Can you imagine, seriously, at the end of this amazing
That
trip,
would've
one
been
of
a
us
bad
falls
way
into the
to
Grand
end
Canyon?
it, yeah.
Right. So this guy is listening to us bicker and he basically talked me, this total stranger, right? Talks me into, he's like, close your eyes. He could have just pushed me.
He
I
could've.
don't know this person. He had an accent, so he just
that
sounded a
makes it
little bit
okay?
more believable.
Stranger danger. Come on.
But he was cute, so whatever. So he was
my
telling me to back up, and I did it.
I'm so glad you're here.
I know.
Oh,
But yeah. So that's mine.
Yeah, that's a good one. My what the duck is that my husband got new AirPods, and he's always had the fake AirPods, and now he got the real ones with the noise canceling.
Oh, so good. Oh,
Except
not good.
for when
he
he's
cancels
noise
you.
canceling all around the house, and I'm trying to talk to him. I'm like, Jim, and he
You're
just
not that noise canceling. He should be able to hear
noise
you.
canceling plus how high he has the volume up.
Okay.
We're done for.
Or he's
Using it as an excuse.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not, because he also is ignoring Albie inadvertently.
Oh, all right.
So we had to sit down. We had to have a conversation about when it's appropriate to use the noise canceling and when it's not appropriate to use the noise canceling.
Thoroughly enjoyed that conversation.
And you know what? It's not like I'm saying don't use it all the time. But I think that if you are in a room with other people, especially your family, during family hours, you should not noise cancel.
Family hours.
5 to 8.
Well, why are they in to begin with? Is he
He's podcasting, he's listening to things. It's a new toy, they're in his ears.
So let me ask you a question. I'm going to have a little Jim defense for a second.
Okay.
All right. When you're reading your book during family hours,
I don't really do that.
Okay, pretend
I read
you're
them in
reading
my own time.
Pretend you're reading during family hours.
Yep.
Would you be irritated if he kept interrupting you?
So I wouldn't put myself in that position to be reading my book when I should be with my family.
Okay. But you can be with your family and just doing separate things.
You could be, but he is also okay. So this is, if you can defend this, then we cannot be friends anymore.
Okay.
He will be actively asking me questions and then cannot hear my answer because he has the noise canceling.
Have you used the noise canceling?
I have.
Because what happens is when you start tackling.
Tockling.
When you start tackling, it goes down. So he's full of shit if he can't hear you.
I'm like, take it out. If you want to ask me a question, take it out. I'm not going to yell back at you.
Okay, I think there's some
They're just,
I think there's some
it's
acting
a new
that might be
shiny toy,
okay.
and he's,
Well, I'm telling you, when you start talking, it's wicked annoying because sometimes I'll sing to the music and then it'll go away, and I'm like, ugh.
like an automatic noise canceling.
Yes,
Oh, I don't
like-
have those ones. I have the older version that doesn't
okay,
do
you know,
that.
the fancy ones?
No, so I
Okay.
don't know this world.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, that was my what the duck of the week. Just like take your headphones out.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. I get it.
Just annoying.
Okay. Cindo.
Well, I will have to go with Ashley this week.
Oh, thank you. I get it.
I think that that happens in a lot of households.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like Tony.
Oh, okay. So we
Tony.
relate. Yes.
Yep.
Just take them off for a couple minutes,
Yeah.
then talk to me, then go put them back on.
Do you think this is like a male, like this is like something in this century that men are doing? Wes, would you like to weigh in on this? Wes is declining.
Good man, Wes.
All right. Well, congratulations,
Thank
Ashley.
you very much. I'll take that one.
All right.
I'm going to tell Jim that Cindy agreed with me and he should be taking his
I
AirPods
don't
out.
actually think that's what Cindy said, but that's okay.
Well, I'm just going to, he won't get mad at you.
Okay. Just tell him to put the magnet on the car.
A whole nother conversation for another
All
day.
right. So let's talk about mistakes.
Mistakes.
They happen. It's
They
life.
do.
We're all human, right? And like I said, I wanted to approach this a little bit more from the leadership perspective, you know, sort of my viewpoint on this. And I've said this over the years. And, you know, if I'm being really honest with myself, when I first started saying it, I probably didn't really mean it. I thought I did.
Okay.
That we're talking years and years ago, right? But somebody probably said it to me and then, you know, but now I mean it. And so I feel like good leaders really empower their teams to make decisions, right? And I would rather somebody make a decision and be wrong than never make a decision,
I agree with that.
right? But, you know, the sort of flip side of that coin is sometimes they're not going to make the right decision, right? So you need to have processes in place that allow you to catch issues, and you also have to have your team's back when things happen, and putting that into practice because things are going to happen. I mean, I've had things happen. I would argue almost everybody on the team has had issues happen. I mean, it happens, right? And usually things can be fixed. I think, with the right process and the right people.
Yep.
And so I think any agency that anybody works with should be honest enough to acknowledge that things can happen, but that they have the people, process, and timing to resolve issues when they come on, and most importantly, the ethical transparency to own it.
Yes.
That's my biggest issue.
Yes.
Is if you make a mistake, that's people on our team, that's us as an agency with our clients. Be honest about it and own it.
To have the conversation
and own it,
yes.
right? So I've just made a little bit of a list of sort of some of the stuff that I think when it comes to this, but I wanted to let you jump in.
Yes, I definitely think that people are going to always make a mistake. It's how you handle it. That's the most important.
Yep.
And I think that as a smaller agency, we are able to resolve any mistakes and put processes in place a little bit quicker and better than bigger agencies.
Yep.
And I think it's just part of our culture too, because communication is so important and we're communicating all the time.
Yeah. Agreed.
And when things have happened in the past, I've gotten the ping or the call, and it's always hi, this happened. How do we problem solve it?
Right.
And there is always the willingness to come together as the team to solve it.
Yep.
And that can be anything from a mistake to that is a great skill to have for clients in general when you're looking to, problem solve a new campaign so it's been something that's super transferable across everything we do.
I agree.
I also wrote down that this has been able to make us learn how to be able to pivot quickly too.
Totally agree with that.
So we have the framework in place, not to just catch a mistake, but to move fast in other capacities because we're communicating.
Yes.
Because it's in our culture and our DNA to be able to do that and to be able to solve problems.
Yes.
And that is something that I haven't really experienced before when I've been part of bigger organizations. It's really hard to problem solve or to fix a mistake because there are too many stakeholders or they don't have the right background or communication about the project. It takes really long to be able to fix something.
I also think part of that dynamic is, at least in my experience, when things happen, a lot of times people are so worried about protecting
That's true, too.
themselves or like covering their, CYA, right?
Yeah.
It covering themselves that it's harder to get at sort of problem solving and fixing because you're dealing with all that up front, right? And
Yes.
that's where it's like if you're creating a culture where obviously we don't want mistakes, right? But understanding that things will happen.
People are human.
People are human. It gets to just being honest about what happened. Never, when you're in the heat of the moment, it's not about blame. It's not about, right?
Yep.
It's just about what you're saying, coming together, trying to figure out how to solve it,
Yep.
get through it. And then you can always circle back. I mean, you want to
Yep.
learn from the mistakes too, right? So at some point you're going to circle back, not to blame somebody or whatever. But, it's about fixing the process. Obviously, something was broken somewhere if there's a mistake. So,
I wrote that down too. The postmortem
yeah.
is really important.
Yeah.
And sometimes that gets missed.
Yeah.
Because you're focused on fixing, but then you need to identify what happened.
Yeah. So. And this is true for most things, although I was talking, I forget who I was talking to the other day, but did you hear about the Celsius thing?
Yeah, I did.
So I don't know the story, but I'm just repeating what somebody told me. But my understanding is Celsius, and was it High Noon or?
There was a couple of cans of High Noon that got mixed up with the Celsius packaging.
They switched up the labels.
Yes.
One's, for those that don't know, one's alcoholic and one is not.
Yep.
And so when things like that happen, that's obviously a bit
big mistake,
more serious. Might require more conversations and some additional actions, but for the most part, things, at least in our world, right?
Yep.
Can be fixed,
can be resolved.
Yeah,
Yes.
and hopefully caught before it's in market, right?
When the Celsius thing happened, Erin on our team, who comes onto this podcast sometimes, huge Celsius drinker. So she was saying she got so many messages from people being like, "Hey, did you get a High Noon
Did
by
she?
accident?"
Did she get any?
She didn't. No.
Oh,
But she was like, "I don't think I would have hated it. I mean,
no, but like kids could have
kids could have
probably.
done it.
It's not great.
It would be,
Yeah.
no.
All right. So, do you have anything else broader category wise you want to talk about?
No, I don't.
So let's get in. So then, to make ourselves feel better about our own examples, we looked into. I dug deep. I was like deep on Reddit. Like
I was on the
in there.
interwebs.
Yeah. And sort of talk about some of the examples that we found of other people and things that they've done, and then we'll each share a couple of ours. My first bucket were typos. I mean, I got to tell you, I love a good typo. Like I've ever since a young age read everything. I look for I don't even know I'm doing it. I look for typos. I love catching a typo. But these are not great. So this one, I'll read it, is a social media coordinator set up a client campaign for their client and their director never audited their work. 2 weeks later, we found out the coordinator meant too many zeros in the daily spend, and they spent $450,000 of the client's $500,000 budget.
No.
One extra zero, one little
One
lonely
extra zero makes a big difference.
Make a really big difference.
Oh no.
So that's not great. And they said, thank God insurance exists.
Yikes.
So yeah. Do you want me to share all of the typo ones?
Yeah, I didn't do them by category. I just picked a couple that I thought were very good.
So my boss put in a placeholder text of our town mayor and one of the town councilors talking in the town's big paper. And it was just placeholder, right? So it said, here is Mayor Scott shooting the shit with Councilor Ashton. It went to press.
Oh no, it wasn't supposed to be.
So the lesson is, right, never put actual copy, always put Greek copy.
Always put Greek copy.
Because you never know.
No.
These are all over the place, but pubic instead of public.
Yeah,
it says,
that
it
happens.
still haunts me.
That happens.
And then I love this. I love these. Like when I catch these are so fun. So spelled intelligence wrong on an exhibition stand, and I couldn't help but laugh at the irony.
Yeah.
I love when I see those things on the market. There were a lot of inappropriate ones.
I'm sure.
I'm just not sharing them.
You know what is also just super ironic? Our
name. I do it all the time. I do it all the time.
Can be accidentally. You flip a quick letter and things are different.
A couple of spots duck.
Areas.
Yeah, there's a few words you can get out of that.
Makes life interesting when you're
is
typing
not duck.
out your email.
Yep.
Okay, I had one. I searched all the interwebs for just interesting workplace stories. So this one was somebody was at an interview I didn't want them to hire me for because I had applied elsewhere, somewhere I'd rather go, but had been looking for a job for a long time. So I went everywhere they called me in for. The manager at the interview's first words were, "Tell me about yourself." So I said, "I have a partner and 2 cats, and the professional part is written in my resume, which is right there in front of you."
No.
The boss then slammed his fist on the table and laughed. I trolled the rest of the interview the same way. I don't even remember if I gave serious answers, but I deliberately wanted to mess this interview up. I didn't want to be rude, so I chose excessive joking and unseriousness as a tactic. The result? This year marks my 7th year working there, and the relationship with my boss is still just as funny.
No way.
Yep. So that was I guess a failed interview gone right.
I don't know.
That was a personality hire.
Wow.
I don't know what the category or the industry was for, but clearly the relationship is good and that person's been there for a long time. Can you imagine if
No,
somebody
I don't
said that in
quite
an interview?
think I would respond the same
I
way.
don't think I would as well, but there's someone for everyone apparently in interview
Like,
land.
I feel like I'd be like, okay, get out.
Mhm.
Like, all right, well, I'm not going to waste my time. And
Yep.
that was rude. So have a good drive back.
So
Wow.
don't do that. We shouldn't do that.
Don't do that. I mean, that was a happy ending, but
Yeah.
like, don't do that.
Yeah.
So this is another example of trying to sell personalization services. So this actually came to our company. So it was about 10 to 15 years ago. A mailhouse vendor sent, they were trying to sell their personalization services. You remember this? Sell their personalization. Gee, I swear to God, I've had 3
You had
sips.
1 sip.
I know. Selling personalization services, sent a package to the owner of our company, and it was a personalized calendar. So they took her first name and they put it on every single page of the calendar. So every month had like a beautiful visual that was reflecting that month, and then her name was somehow weaved into it.
Great.
And they spelled her name wrong.
Oh no. That's not good.
Phew.
God bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you. And so that was a good reminder of data quality and
Yeah.
proofing.
I'm assuming you didn't work with them.
I feel like if you can't nail
The name.
the personalized calendar that you're using to sell your
one-off
personalization
personalized
services,
calendar.
it's probably not a good fit.
Personalization at scale doesn't seem like a fit.
But it was amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Did they keep the calendar?
She doesn't keep anything.
Okay.
No. I would have kept the calendar.
I would have too. All right, this next one. In a big meeting room full of sales colleagues with zero technical knowledge, we were sitting in from the other side of the country via Teams. And during the camera adjustments, the head of corporate sales said, "I don't even feel like dealing with these idiots from customer service." Then my colleague politely asked if everything was all right with our technology. The other team heard. It was a pretty tense meeting.
Yeah, they did.
They sure did.
Yeah.
That is never good.
No. It's not a
You
good idea.
always need to talk like everyone can hear.
Everybody can hear.
Yep.
Yep. Actually, I'm going to go off the cuff. Do you want to hear? It's a very funny story. I'm not going to give specifics or names, but
Okay.
somebody I know ran a company and was very dissatisfied with the work of one of the people on her team.
Okay.
And so she sent a rage email to her partner, who she owned the business with,
Yeah.
about this individual,
Okay.
and said a lot of unkind, in the moment, heated, emotional comments
I'm
of
sure.
this individual. Not the kindest, not her best moment, right? Guess who she sent it to?
The woman
She
or the
def-
person.
Yeah, she definitely did. And I have to say, this girl, while horrifying, stood up and walked right into her office.
Oh, wow. And said,
And
"I got your
said,
email."
I think you may have sent me an email you didn't intend.
Oh, wow. Good for them.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think she got a pretty good package.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a tough one.
Gotta double check the two
So
box.
When
Yeah.
the advice is, when you're sending an email and you're heated, you need to type the email and then you need to sit on the email for a little bit.
You do. And then go back
and
try to-
reevaluate.
yeah.
Yes.
But even if you don't choose to sit on it, double check who you're sending it to.
Correct. Yes.
Not ideal.
No.
So another bucket that I sort of saw when I was digging back into this is there were a number of kind of tone deaf company or tone deaf campaigns during COVID.
Yeah, there were.
So Airbnb, I totally forgot about this, but then when I saw it, I remembered. Do you remember that they had a kindness card campaign?
No.
And it was an extra thank you card for the hosts. So where people who were renting could add a donation to the hosts. I mean, isn't the rental fee
You're
the
paying?
donation? Right.
Oh.
And it was just super tone deaf, right?
Yeah.
It just like people were already struggling. They didn't have some people were out of work. Like it was just a
Yeah.
really bad time to be asking people for a donation. Yeah.
A tip.
On what you're already paying
Yeah.
them for their home.
Oh,
Right. So that
gosh,
wasn't great.
no.
And then Taco Bell
I don't know this one.
launched a nachos party pack at like the worst time. It was like back in 2019. They chose select locations for this new nachos party pack. The whole for a low price you can feed many mouths. Sounds great, right? The only problem is it was like right December 2020, and it was the holidays where everybody was kind of asked to like not celebrate the
Yeah.
holidays, right? Where we stay home, avoid get-togethers.
Yep.
Hospitalizations were crazy at that point.
Yep.
And they still launched it.
Yeah.
And they showed the marketing was obviously, I mean, it's a party pack,
People
right?
together.
So it's like get-togethers and parties, and it was just
Yeah.
it was not awesome.
Tough.
And we've had that happen, like at Blue Duck Agency, where we've had to with hurricanes or like the fires in California,
Yeah.
we've had to like
Change
last
marketing.
minute
Mm-hmm.
think about those outside factors
Yep.
and take certain markets out
Yep.
just to make sure, because you don't want something going in that shows that you don't understand what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah, we've done that quite a few times
Yeah.
since I've been here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good because the team is very on top of it.
Yes.
So we're making sure that right up until we're going to deploy something, we really understand what's going on.
Yeah. But
'Cause-
even some of that, like we've caught it in our clients have said
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yep. Yep.
it's been good.
Oh my
I
gosh. This one is, I sent a Teams message, I love you, to a coworker that was helping me out. So I thought I accidentally sent it in a chat to 100 people across North America.
Oh,
Lots of love that day.
you really are feeling quite positive today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just on
It's
vacation.
just spreading your love.
Just the San Diego peace and love.
So maybe you should send an email to everybody saying you love them.
I love you guys.
Oh, we love you too, Ash.
Is that an HR violation?
No.
Okay.
You can
HR's
say I love you, just don't show that you love.
Yeah, there you go.
If you catch my drift.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. All right. I didn't have any other examples.
Oh,
Did
I
you?
have a couple more.
Okay.
I was in something like this happened to me in the past. I was in an all hands meeting and forgot to turn off my phone. During the CRO's presentation, she said something about the ABCs, and Siri responded out loud, playing Jackson 5 ABC, and loudly started the intro to that song.
Oops.
I died.
Yeah. That's...
So that actually happened to me. One time we were on a Zoom call with our creative team, and we were talking about client testimonials, and Siri said, testicles. The definition of testicles is, and started reading it out, and I could not stop her. She wanted to keep talking, and it was like Jen and a couple other people, they could hear it, and they were dying laughing.
Pretty good. It's pretty
I was
good.
like, oh my, thank goodness this
It was
an
just
internal
us,
team.
right? Can you imagine
I
if it was a
would've
client call? It would've
died.
been
I would have died.
so funny.
And then I had one more too. I forwarded a joke to the company lawyer in error. His name was right under the person's name on the company email list. So that's why you got to double check who you're sending
Always
it
double
to.
check.
It was a bit off color, something about women in menopause. I am a female, by the way. I was sure I was getting fired, but he calmly told me not to send personal emails from the company computer on company time. That was the last time I ever did that.
Okay.
So
It's not that bad.
no, but like how knowing when and what to use for
Email
your
for-
personal communications.
Yeah, I think people forget all the time work email is not your email.
That's
like
not
people,
your email.
You shouldn't be doing it anyway, but more importantly, like if something happens, like we can go into your email whenever
Correct.
we want. Like
Yes.
just don't forget that.
Use your Gmail.
Yeah, just use your
use
Gmail. Exactly.
Yep.
Just use your Gmail.
Yeah.
All right. So then we were going to talk a little bit about issue resolution approaches and how we handle things that inevitably come up. I think all of this is pretty obvious. as I was writing the list out, so I think
know.
we can blow through this pretty
I
quick.
agree.
But I have flag issues early, right?
Mhm.
Being proactive is really important. Clients will trust you when you bring it up to them first. You don't want your client catching an error,
No.
right?
Correct.
QC muscle, we've been, we have a lot of checkpoints in
We do.
place. And I've had conversations with clients in the past, like, do you really need that many people? And like, we do. Like,
Yep.
when we are dealing with this many, especially email marketing and this many
Mhm.
versions and just the ramifications if you send something out
Yep.
wrong,
Yep.
you absolutely have to have enough QC muscle and a lot of different checkpoints in place to make sure that you have cross-team reviews, because
Yes.
different people are gonna catch or review different
This
things.
literally just
And
happened the other week to
and
us.
there's fatigue. I mean, there's
Yes.
like review fatigue. It's a real
Correct.
thing.
Correct. Yeah, we had an email that was supposed to go out, and we were doing the final link checks, and the links were not working for one person, but they were working for another. And then when we went back to the client, it turns out that they had a major error on their end. And if we hadn't been doing our link checking as we always do,
Yeah.
we always call out an error just to be careful, we would not have known.
Yep.
So it's so important to
Up until
not
the
forget
very end.
to QC
Yeah.
until the very end,
Yeah.
because there's always something that can happen.
Yeah.
And the client was like, "Oh my gosh, we did not even know about this." So
Yeah.
it thankfully worked.
Yes. Pivoting without panic, right?
Yes.
You want to try to, which is really hard sometimes, but try to remain calm. Like I said, the no blame game, just focus on what happened, circle back later. Transparency is, I think, really, really important. Turning problems into wins, right? Pivots can lead to better creative or process timing. And I've always said, I don't know if it's 100% true, but I believe it, that you're unlikely to lose an account over one big mistake, but you are more likely to lose over many little ones,
Yes.
right? And that's because that's a sign of something's broken in the foundation,
It's an
right?
erosion of trust.
Yeah. Obviously you don't want one big one either,
Yeah.
but I think it's really important that the foundation is solid.
Mhm.
Do you have anything else before we jump into confessions?
No, those were all the
I know
ones I
it's,
had.
as I was doing it,
But it's almost like
good
duh,
reminder.
But you have to remind.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to remind because
Everybody needs a good reminder every once in a while.
yes.
So one of my mistakes that I had very early in my career, and I've always been a little bit young. Not now. I'm old as a dinosaur. But when I was younger in my career, I was an account executive, and I dealt with this big client we had, and I had a number of different contacts at the same client, and one was let's call her ornery.
Okay.
That's a pretty good word,
Yeah,
right?
it's a nice word.
And she was a bit older than I was. Okay. And so she calls me one day, and she's like, hey, Deanna, we would proof everything and get it ready, and then we'd send it to the client. They do a final review, and then they send back their approval.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was doing her review.
Great.
And she's like, I reviewed the piece. This is when we would send out millions of direct mail pieces.
Yep.
And I said, okay. And she's like, do you guys check the phone numbers? And I was like, yeah, of course we check the phone numbers. She goes, do you check this one?
Oh no, she was baiting
Obviously
you.
I didn't, but I'm not sure quite what to say. And I was like, well, I believe I did. Is there a concern? She's like, I'd like you to call it right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, why don't you conference me and call it right now? I was like, oh shit. Sure, I'd be happy to.
Oh no.
Sex line.
The phone number?
Sure was. The 800 number was a hotline for erotic hotline, I believe as they call it.
Oh no.
And it must have just been one number or so. And the thing and I don't remember when it happened, but you go through so many different reviews, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day. I mean, this is the day where you reviewed lasers and then mechanicals. You remember this? A million years ago.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I probably checked it early on.
Yeah.
And then maybe something changed and I didn't check it again.
Oh,
but that was
no.
not awesome.
No,
it was
that's not good.
very awkward because now I'm on the phone with my client
Calling this
and
line.
the erotic hotline that just picked up. And
This went out in market.
No, we caught it. Thank
thankfully.
God.
Okay.
I did read some online where it went on market.
I had that happen.
Yeah.
It
did.
wasn't an erotic
Oh.
phone line, but I will never forget this. This was my first major mistake out of college when I started my new job. And we were doing new signage for all of our bank branches. And I was in charge of the final check through. And I did not read it as closely as I should have. And right in the middle of the poster, there was an S that was capitalized when it should not have been.
Okay.
And I didn't know
Well,
they
that
were.
doesn't feel like that big of a deal, is
Well,
it?
hold,
Okay.
please
All
hold.
right.
They went out, they're in the branches, and then there's always one branch manager who's a little bigger than their britches. And I got a call from that branch manager
Right.
who was
Of course
like,
you did.
"Did you know that the S in the middle of this poster is capitalized when it's not?" I was on an all branch manager call and pointed that out.
Oh, that was nice.
They had pointed it out to every single one.
Oh, thank you.
And the piece was already in market. And I went to my manager's office and I cried.
You cried.
And I cried, as one does, as I do.
As one does, as Ashley does.
And I will never forget it because he was like, "Listen, this is a learning experience. This is not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But you will never make this mistake again." And I was like, "You are right. I will never make this mistake again." And from then on, whenever I was doing my QAs, my project management, I would read top to bottom, bottom to top.
Right.
So much so that we used to do, on my last job, rebate forms for the utility companies, and they were long and they were complex. And I would make my print vendors bring them over, and I would read all of them while they would wait. And they'd be like, "This is not necessary." And I was like,
Yes, it
"But
is.
it is."
But I had a capital S
But it is.
on the poster. Yeah. So I used to, when we used to have really big pieces, we used to read them out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
like
would
somebody
read it
would be
out
sitting
loud.
here and somebody would be following along.
Oh, I would just do it to myself.
Well,
but-
because sometimes when you read it, just read it, you'll skip over.
Yeah.
Like you'll put words in that
Yeah.
aren't there to make up for it because your
Yeah,
brain. So
true.
like, yeah. So, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
So we had another issue where I'm not going to name the client, but they mailed again millions of pieces, and we were using a new vendor, and there are a lot of different filters and checks and things that you do before you have a final list.
Mhm.
And we thought we had gone through everything that we needed to go through with the vendor, and we sent out the mailing, and then they started coming back, right? Like, yeah. And I was just Cindy. And we forgot to pass it through, or they forgot to pass it through. We didn't know the profanity filter.
Oh no, because people are jerks, and like when they
People
put their information
suck.
in, they'll put
Yeah.
bad words.
And they'll go and
Oh.
they'll put like funny names,
Yeah.
but most of them were super inappropriate,
Oh,
right?
no.
Most I can't share, but I'll share a few because I looked at the file the other day.
Oh,
I'm not going to share any other really, really bad ones, but you can use your imagination. One was first name poop, last name poop. So poop poop. One
My
was
son would have loved that.
yeah, exactly. Must have been like seriously a teenage boy.
Yeah.
One was Anna Boner,
Okay.
Orgy Cox.
Okay.
So that gives you a flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some in there.
And then it gets significantly
I'm
worse.
sure it did. God.
A lot of creativity.
Yeah.
Yep. So that wasn't great.
No.
No.
It's not good at all.
Nope. So that was an awkward
My
discussion
gosh.
with the client.
Lovely.
Yep.
I had
Also, people have too much time on their hands.
yeah.
If you're going and you're filling out forms with poop,
That was the bright part of that person's day, though.
like really?
they got a giggle
Okay.
out of it.
Yeah. Well,
To your dismay.
yeah.
I had a couple of, I was thinking back on these, and they weren't necessarily technical mistakes, but they were more like faux pas in the workforce. So I remember this one time, it was at a previous company, and there was a new CMO. And this is my first time meeting with that CMO. And I thought I was such hot shit at the time, meeting with this new CMO. So what I did is I took the brand new company mission statements that they had come out, and I used each one of them to define my contributions to the
Oh
company.
my God, you geek.
And walked through them with this new CMO in my like 15-minute meeting. I was so young, and they were so gracious about it,
That's very nice.
which was so kind as I think back on this.
They definitely talked about you when you left.
They absolutely
Yeah.
did, as they should have.
Yeah.
And I look back on it now and I was like, what was I thinking? But
You
live
thought
and
you were
learn.
so
I was like, this is so
prepared.
good.
This is so on point.
So, yes.
Yeah.
I'm very relevant and I'm showing my value. And they were probably just cringing and trying to keep a smile on their face. Yeah, it
It's so
wasn't.
funny.
I tried.
So that just made me think of another thing. It wasn't like it was a mistake, but I was meeting, same thing. Thought I was a hot shit, right? So I'm meeting with the head of our media department, and I think he was from South Africa. He had a heavy accent, and I was nervous because like it was just the two of us.
Yeah.
And he was talking and talking, and then I started responding, and I started talking in the accent.
No.
Talking back in the accent.
Oh no.
I have no idea why.
That's terrible.
So awkward. The guy's like,
say?
he was pissed. He's
I
like,
would
are
be
you
too.
making fun
Oh no.
of my accent?
What did you say to that?
I don't probably turned 58 shades of red, right? And I was just like, I don't know why I just did that. I'm really sorry. But he was pissed. Like meeting was like done. Like I don't think he ever liked me since that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Your brain just
don't-
your brain betrayed you.
Yeah.
Real hard.
I'm sure it wasn't a very good accent either.
Oh,
Like, just
no.
who the hell does that? Seriously.
It's you did.
You
You
definitely did.
Oh my god.
It's not awesome.
My last one, which this is also not a good one. A lot of crying. There's a lot of themes.
Yeah.
So it was after I had my son and I was postpartum and I had gotten the flu and it was in the middle of a major acquisition for our company plus a very taxing RFP that we were going through and I was sick. The doctor was like, do not go into work, stay home. So I had to stay home for the week. And by the end of the week, HR was calling me. And I don't know why, but in my sick haze, I decided it was appropriate to take this phone call from HR. And they are starting to talk to me about how I'm feeling, why I'm not in the office, like my impact of being out to this RFP and the acquisition and all this stuff. And I just started crying and I lost it on this poor HR girl. And I was not very nice. And it was like this is a heavy cry, a sobbing cry as I'm trying to deliver what I thought was going to be a tough message to her. I sounded like a crazy person and it just was not good. And then I had to obviously get a couple of follow-ups with HR once I was back in the office. And that was just...
Why were they giving you such a... I mean, you were sick. What do you...
I was the only one who was able to do the RFP.
Okay.
That was going to be due.
All right.
But I had the flu.
Like things happen.
Happen.
It's not
Correct.
ideal, but...
But I also should have
more than one
should have
person.
ignored the call. And
Probably,
I did not ignore the call.
Yeah.
So that was a learning. But yeah, that was my heaviest cry in my career.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the number one.
That was the number one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we can try to beat that maybe sometime.
I'd prefer not to. Yeah.
I had another. So after I had I don't remember which kid it was, but one of my kids, I was back at work. I was pretty new, and at the time we managed the mover programs for the Postal Service.
Okay.
So the Postal Service would frequently send people in that would audit and do things like that. And there was this woman who always came. She was in the office a lot. And I knew her a little bit, but not really, right? She's pretty quiet. I mean, think an auditor, right?
Yes,
I mean, there's the numbers, right? Yeah, right. So I would need to, new mother, I would need to pump, right, for my little baby. And so there's no pumping room, right? So I went we had these focus group studios, and they didn't really get used. So I went into that room and I would close the door and I would pump, right? Okay. And then one day as I was walking out, I don't know what else I was doing in there. I was probably talking to myself. I could have been like burping. Like who the hell knows what I'm doing in there, right? And so I walk out one day and the woman comes out on the other side. Oh. And she's like, I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, no.
She was on the side that could see into the room.
Oh, no.
I was on the side that couldn't see it.
Oh, no. She didn't tell you until after?
She's like, yeah, well, what do you do? I was mid-pump.
I
Is she
don't
going to
know.
knock on the
Knock
door?
on the-
And I'm like sitting there with my, like, right.
Oh, no.
She's like, I just wanted to let you know that I
She
can,
go on the other side.
the microphone is on and I can, see and hear.
Oh, no.
Not great.
At least she told you, though.
She
so
did.
that you knew.
Yeah, she did. I found a new spot, but she did.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so.
We had a wellness room at one of my previous
Yeah,
companies. It was for, pumping or whatever you needed to. And I remember there was this gentleman. He was a single guy. And he would just go in there sometimes to, like, take a 15-minute break and,
my
like,
God.
lay down on the couch,
Like,
basically.
nap?
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. And then a woman in our group had a baby and was using it for pumping. And she would, like, put the sign on the door and everything. And he'd be like, why is she going in there? And we had to explain, like, really the true purpose of that room.
Right.
He was horrified.
Yeah.
He had
As he
no
should be.
idea.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
Well, wellness could be
It could be. It was labeled as the wellness room for
energy, and if you're
inclusivity.
sleepy.
But he never went near that room
I
again.
wouldn't either. Yeah, no. So, yeah.
But yeah. There's some you learn.
Can you imagine
live
what
and
she
you
must
learn.
have been thinking? It has such a distinct sound. It's like whoosh, whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh.
No, it didn't. No.
Like, I can't even imagine.
No, that's actually very true.
Yeah.
Well, we've learned. We've evolved.
Yeah, live and learn.
You literally live and learn.
Live and learn. So then we were going to do like a quick duck drop, which I'm not sure why I named it that. Just random.
You love naming things.
I do. But it needs to make sense, and it doesn't really make sense. So I guess we're going to drop some fun off-topic confessions
Yeah.
from the week. So just some things you want to fess up to.
Yeah, I would love to fess up to a couple of things.
All right, you go. Let's do it.
When we were traveling, we traveled out to San Diego and we bought our 3 plane seats, me, Jim, and Albie. I took the aisle seat. I did not feel bad about it. And I let Jim deal with Albie for the entirety of the flight both ways.
Why is that? That's
I
brilliant.
I feel like a lot of the times moms have mom guilt about not like sitting in the middle of the family on the airplane.
Oh, no.
I felt bad for the first hour.
No.
And then I was like, they're fine.
They're
so
totally
I read
fine.
my book.
Never sit in the middle.
I watched my shows. Well, I started there. So Albie got the aisle because he's the 7-year-old's king in our household. Or the window. He got the window. And then I was in the middle. And then Jim was in the aisle. And then we switched. And then I was like, I'm not going to offer to switch back. And I'm going to see what happens.
Yeah.
And
Wait, so Jim sat in the middle?
Yeah. Both ways.
Oh my God, my kids go in the middle when they were little.
Yeah, Albie
Okay.
should have been. But
Okay.
again, he's the king.
All right. Good.
And
Good for
wrapped
Albie.
around our fingers.
So I am not good about checking the measurements on things.
No, you are not. What'd you order this time?
A lot. And the thing that's so bad is I actually thought I checked the measurements on it.
Okay.
A lot. Because I was so confident I checked the measurements. I
Yeah.
ordered several packages of it.
Oh, wow.
And they weren't cheap either, of replacement lids for my little Corksicle water thing.
Oh.
Yeah, I was 2 ounces off.
That's, yeah. That'll
And
do
I had
it.
washed them all before I put them
Before
in.
you tried to put them on.
Yeah, because I was confident. I was overconfident.
Sometimes they say confidence kills.
Yeah, I have a real issue with buying things that
Yeah.
I got. My mother loves these little sesame flavored, the little sesame sticks that are in like trail mix. You know what I'm talking about? Like a little pretzel thing that's
Yes,
sesame.
I do.
And so I got her some for her birthday because they're hard to find.
Yep.
It's probably gonna last her until she's
Forever and ever and ever.
yeah, and we could probably bury half the bag with her at some point. Like there's, like she pulled it out and she's like, oh my God.
I'm just
It's
like,
like
one of
a-
those massive,
It's like a 50-pound
carnival,
bag of
like popcorn bags. Those little
yeah,
sesame
exactly.
sticks.
It's for like a carnival, right? Think
Oh
about
my God.
it's huge,
Buying in bulk.
and she wasn't sure how to react to it, so that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ate a whole entire bag of Smart Food popcorn in one sitting.
You know
this
what? I
week.
respect it.
I just felt like my body needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching my shows, catching up on my shows,
Yeah,
and I did it. And I said, "Oh well,
it's gone.
it could have been worse."
Half the bag's air. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the air to popcorn ratio is getting more aggressive these days.
Yeah. More air, less popcorn.
Have you seen how they're like making the bags not see through, or the like on the top specifically, so you can't tell how many chips are in there?
What bags are see-through?
Like
What
if
are
you go to
talking
Trader
about?
Joe's,
Oh.
sometimes like the chip bags, the bottom half
Oh,
will be
yeah,
see-through,
yeah,
and then the top
yeah.
is not. And
Yeah.
then you get home and you open them up and you're like, where is everything?
Yeah.
It's not good.
So you really just ate half a bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
Think
Thank you
about it.
so much.
You're welcome.
I feel better about myself now.
I DoorDashed iced coffee multiple times last week.
You have an excuse for
Coffee.
last week. But
Okay,
don't make it a
but-
habit.
Well, okay.
The one time I DoorDashed a sandwich, one time Deanna and I were on a call and it was just we were going through a lot of things. It was a long call and I was like, I'm starving. I have no
need lunch.
food.
Yeah.
I need to get lunch. She's like, just DoorDash a sandwich. And I did it because we were on the call. And then I look at the bill later. It was like a $40 sandwich. By the time I paid for the sandwich, the delivery, and the tip, I was like, I can never do this again. That was crazy.
I bet it was good though.
It was a good sandwich from the Vin Bin. So
And my coffee tasted good.
that's...
Oh, yeah. By the way, I have a coffee maker.
Yeah, you don't use it
If
though.
I want to be really honest right now, I have two.
Wow.
Yep. I have a Keurig and a pot.
Yeah,
Yep.
one would not know that,
Yep.
but that's okay.
Mhm.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
You're a nice coffee girl.
I'm really trying to help the local community and the people who are delivering the food.
It's very kind
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
You're propping up the local delivery economy.
I am.
Yeah.
I want them to know that I'm here for them and they're doing a good job.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Me too.
Yeah.
Woo!
We made it.
I feel so much lighter.
I don't
having
think we
really
aired-
having shared all.
I don't know that we aired too much dirty laundry.
No,
We
not
did
too
enough,
much.
Just enough.
Oh whoa! Do you have
I do
something
feel
else
a
in
little
there?
bit better. I mean, we already talked about the fact that I married my coworker, so that's probably the
Yeah,
other
you were
big
naughty. You
office
dated.
faux pas
Yeah.
that I did. But that one had a happy ending,
did.
so that's fine.
It sounded a little dirty.
Oh,
but
I didn't mean
okay.
it to.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Your head's in the gutter.
I don't know why.
Just keep drinking.
It's just
fine.
it's it's just a whatever day it
Adopt
is.
the dogs.
All right. Thank you for joining. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Share some of your mistakes. Let's just keep it real,
Yeah.
right? Let's just make us feel better that ours. If you've ever talked back at somebody with their accent, let me know. It'll make me feel better about myself.
gosh.
Still
That
haunts
one is
me.
wild.
Oh my god,
That
it was
one's
one-on-one. It
bad.
was so embarrassing.
That's really bad.
Yeah, he doesn't
Oops.
like me. And justified. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, justified.
Yep.
So please listen, or obviously you're listening. Like, subscribe. I'm not good at this part.
Follow us
Follow.
on socials, especially our Instagram. We do some behind the scenes stuff on there on our stories, so that can be kind of fun. And check out our YouTube. We do record these. We both do the audio and the video, so we post the videos on YouTube. So sometimes we do fun props when we're doing our episodes.
We do.
And just, a little bit of extra context when you can see our facial expressions at each other.
You can see me sweating on camera. So yeah, that's not an incentive. I don't know what is. Yep.
Thanks for
All right.
listening.
Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.